Yo, what's up, guys? It's jonyfraze. I'm back with something pretty special today. I'm with my really good friend, Jimmy Shoegazer. He's basically been all over the internet. You also see him at tournaments. Basically has the illest fight stick collection in the world, probably. A lot of it is custom. But before we get into all that, Jimmy, just introduce yourself. Where you're from, anything else you want to share personally for all the fans out there.
John, thanks for having me.
No problem, man.
My name is Jimmy Gallegos, and I'm from a small town called Seguin, Texas. And I go by the gamer tag of Shoegazer.
Awesome. Just for everybody out there, what's your background in the FGC or just gaming in general? If you want to,
Yeah.
even if it's not fighting game related, whatever the case may be, what's your background in gaming?
Yeah, so look, when I was growing up, like most gamers,
Yep.
I played a lot of Super Nintendo, Contra, and Russian Attack, and those games were like my favorite, and
You're dating
um,
yourself a little bit.
yeah, exactly. So, I heard from a friend of mine that they're opening up a local arcade here.
Mm.
So I went to go check it out. I walked in the door and there was this big crowd, around this arcade machine. So I was like, "Man, I gotta go see what's going on over here." So I went to go see, and they were all playing Street Fighter 2, The World Warrior,
Mm.
the original one.
Right.
And I put my token up. I got destroyed, and I just kept trying. And there was so much hype around the game. People were yelling, and like people were, getting angry about the game too. So I was
Yeah.
like, man, I got to get more into this. So I think really much the rest is history. I went on to over the years. I've won 8 Mortal Kombat 2 tournaments,
Wow.
one Killer Instinct 1 tournament, 2 Killer Instinct 2 tournaments, and three. I got third place in 2 different Street Fighter Alpha 2 and 3 tournament, and then I won the Street Fighter 4 GameStop regional tournament they had in San Antonio.
Cool. You kind of talked about it, but like, is there any specific favorite games like you played growing up? Was it just the Street Fighter series, or like out of all the fighting games you mentioned like SF2,
Yeah,
MK, MK2? Yeah.
yeah. I mean, Darkstalkers has always been something that I've always loved. I mean, I played it so much when I was younger, and at the arcade. This was not at home with the PS2 like it is now.
Sure.
I actually went to the arcade and played it. I
Wow.
put a lot. I think the most time I put in was like Killer Instinct 1 and Mortal Kombat because I just put a lot of time. I really enjoyed those games, and it was just the competitive spirit I've always had to just compete and do well,
Yeah.
and I think I still have it. So
Yeah. MK2
I
is
put,
actually my favorite MK. Like I don't play much MK,
oh
but
wow,
MK2
okay,
is a
yeah,
bomb. Yeah.
yeah.
Who'd you main in SF2 when you first started playing?
Street Fighter 2. I
Yeah.
started playing Ryu when I first started,
Right.
and I eventually I switched to Guile,
Mm.
and I used him for years and years. That's why now when a new Street Fighter comes out, I just can't go to like Ryu and Ken or
Sure.
Guile.
Sure.
I played those characters so much when I was growing up, so now I want to play somebody new, somebody different.
Gotcha. What about KI?
Ki was Mortal Kombat 2 and Ki for me were a chess match. So whoever you picked,
Mm.
I counter pick and I win. That's how that's how it was. I mean,
Nice.
it didn't matter who you picked.
Right.
So as long as you picked first,
Right.
I would come out the winner because I just do every match so well.
All right. Well, we met last year in person at Evo,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
And we're both there to compete and chill. But so what games are you currently playing, and what games are you competing in right now?
Okay, so right now I'm just competing in Street Fighter 5.
Right.
I really want to get into Guilty Gear, and I'll probably be putting more time into that after Evo to learn how to play this better. I do play it now. I'm just not really great at it,
Sure.
and I really enjoy that game. I really think it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of tech to it, and I've been playing it for a while. I'm just not really good. I just want to be better at it, so I want to see that.
Yeah. So let's see. Shoegazer, right?
Yes.
What does that mean, man? I mean, to me, it just looks like you're a Nike head or something like that. Like you're just staring at your
Yeah.
shoes. But
Yeah.
yeah, what's it
Somebody else
about?
said that too, but it's two different things. One is
Uh,
that I really enjoy there's a style of music called shoegaze that I really enjoy a lot.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah, and
Okay.
I actually play a lot of that, and I really enjoy that kind of music. But the second thing is that when I was younger, I had a bad habit of like looking down when I talk to people because I was
Oh,
real shy
wow. Okay.
kid,
Yeah.
and I kind of put two and two together, and then
Mm.
that's how things went through. Yeah,
Just kind of stuck, huh?
it just kind of stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it really did, and that's what people know me by, I guess now. So
Mm.
I guess it's not going anywhere.
So that's been your gamer tag since like early days, like competing stuff,
Yeah,
or
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, I tried different things, but everybody went back to that. And then, yeah, that guy likes shoegaze music a lot, that one kid, whatever.
Yeah.
And oh, yeah, okay. So it's like it didn't work, so I just stuck with what I knew. That's
That's
what it
cool.
was.
All
Hmm.
right. Well, you talked about a little bit of this, but like outside of gaming, what else are you passionate about? You said music. You know what else?
Yeah, I mean, my my first passion is not fighting games
Mm.
or games in general at all, actually. It's actually music. I
Yeah.
mean, I play a lot of music. I own a lot of vintage guitar equipment that
Oh,
I've
dope.
collected over the years. I mean, anything from, 1960s to 2018. I mean, I've got a ton of stuff that I've collected, traded, bought over the years. If you look at the videos that Sam put out, the one that's Sam from B15 SDM,
Yeah.
he put out a Trigun video that shows the controller and also the aliens one. That music is written by myself and a few of my friends. We wrote the music together.
Well, we're talking about Sam already, and if those of you guys out there don't know, Sam, we're referring to B15 SDM, right? He is basically, his name is Sam Kurd, but he's probably the most amazing and talented fight stick, custom fight stick builder out there. A lot of, I build my own customs. I'm not even close to this guy's. Like, she's like, I just bow down, and we all bow down and just worship the god of custom sticks out there. But that's B15. But you are actually known for having the most B15 sticks and probably the deepest collection of his work. So, like, first of all, like, well, how do you even get one, right? And I'm hearing
Mhm.
that you can't even get one really anymore. You might be the only person that can still access, getting a stick. And then, just take us through your favorite pieces. I know you have some on deck
Yeah,
for us, but yeah, what do you got?
yeah,
So,
yeah, sure. So look, last year, late October, I actually flew to United Kingdom on
yeah,
vacation, and I messaged Sam. I said, "Hey, do you want to meet up and have dinner?" And he said, "Absolutely, let's meet up." So I didn't know what to expect, and I I met up with him, and we had like the best time.
that's awesome.
We talked about the past and then some future, doing things.
Hmm.
And, it was just really cool to sit down and talk with him and just meet him and just talk about what we've done in the past. So it was just really awesome. Right now, not everybody knows, but Sam is he's an architect up there in the United Kingdom. So uh, he works so many hours
Mm.
throughout the week, and before what he was doing was he would build 12 to 15 sticks at a time. So he would go through and build all these sticks at once.
Wow.
He was working, so he would work and get off, and then like when you get off at 5, he would do that, but then he would go
Hmm.
and start doing these things. And I mean, you've seen his work, so it's like ridiculous what he does.
Right.
So I mean, he told me, I still remember this day. I mean, he said, "Hey man, this is I just finished up one of the last builds, and this is probably going to be it. This
Wow.
is
Yeah.
probably, it because of these reasons, him working so much and, the return investment. He has a family trying to make ends meet and things. It
Sure.
just makes sense. So he told me he was going to quit and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I understand, it's probably
Sure.
the best.
Yeah.
Well, there was about, I guess, 5 months away from Evolution, and I was saying, hey, look, man, I know you're not doing this anymore, but is there any way you can possibly build maybe just one more? And he's, well,
For old time's sake.
no, yeah. I was like, I really can't do that right now. I said, well, okay, I understand. Okay, no problem. Well, what would you want? What would you want if we did? So I asked him and said, look, I'm really wanting something different, something new, and what about this or what about this? And He's like, that would be good. That would be really good. But you know what would be awesome? If we designed a Predator controller.
Mm.
If we did something based off the Predator, because I will, and he goes, do you like that movie? And I said, of course, I love that movie. So he actually drew out this picture. I didn't draw this. He drew this. He drew out this picture that showed like the gauntlet of the Predator
Hmm.
and how it reacts to like button taps. It reacts to um, it has like the timer, the Predator timer on the side, and the Predator is camoed on top of the art. So he came up with all that. That I mean, I had no input or say into that at all. When we were planning things out for the next one, because I actually asked him if he'd do another one. I'll show you a picture. I drew this. I said, Sam, could you possibly build a Soundwave Transformers controller that played through a Beats pill that would work off of your phone? Like,
Oh my
is that
God.
possible?
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, that would be awesome. And I put on this picture here. I'll see if you can see it here on screen. I don't know if you can see it here on screen.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. See it a little bit.
Okay, so yeah, there's the Beats logo on the top, and then on the side where like the speaker vents and
Hmm.
like the tape deck was going to be on top. We talk a lot about different things,
Hmm.
but and of course he ends up he sees a picture and he says, "This looks good, but it should look this way." And he sends me, I've actually seen him go through and fabricate some of these cases
Hmm.
and the paint job and how it's done. There's so much time
Yeah.
and work that goes into this. I was talking to him today, and he's like, people think that I use like a 3D printer to do like all of this stuff. No, it's not. It's all fabricated by him by hand. Once he builds the case, I asked him, what is the, I showed him a picture. I think I sent it to you too, like a picture of all the arcade sticks. Like, how much time do you think you put into that? Like all of those, how much time do you think? He's like, I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah.
I don't even want
No,
to think
you could
about.
clearly tell that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much time and detail
Yeah.
into every one of them. And
Right.
then I asked him, okay, so tell me which one took the most time and
Hmm.
which one was the hardest one to build. And so that way I can, speak to that. He said, to be honest with you, none of them were hard to build. He said none of them were hard. He said the hardest part is getting the coding to work with the PCB board to do different things. Like the aliens controller that I have is a pulse rifle, and it responds to an ammo meter like the movie does, like how the movie has the pulse rifle. When it hits the button, it flicks a number that goes through. It rotates the number. So
So
him
sick.
and from Paradise Arcade, they worked on that together, and I think it was Brian. Yeah, they worked on that. I know he worked on the Predator one with him, with
Yeah.
Sam to get it working. And I kid you not, like he worked on Transformers to the absolute last day, and I got the Transformer controller the day I left for Evo,
Dang.
this exact day. He told me something that I didn't really, I guess I just didn't really thought of or asked. He said, when I was building arcade sticks, he said, this is Sam's words. He said that it was coming to him like warp speed. Like
Huh.
all these ideas were coming to him all at one time. He said he couldn't stop. He said they were all coming to him. So he put all that down on, in his controllers. You can see some of the ones that he's done.
Hmm.
I mean, I own a lot of them, but there's some that got away from me that I was like, man, why didn't I have that one too? Yeah, there's some. I mean, I can have them, I guess, but there was some that got away from me that
Yeah.
it's like, wow, that one was really, really good. I was going to my third stick, and I sent him this just kind of a. I didn't draw it out, but I told him what I wanted. I said, could you possibly do like Vampire Savior,
Hmm.
with a top panel? Like he has this. No one's done this yet, not that I've seen anyways. He has a dual top panel on some of my controllers. I don't know if you've seen that, but he has the second top panel has a honeycomb inside of it, and I'll show you here shortly. And he actually hand painted bees to hook and glue them to the honeycomb to look like they're embedded inside, the arcade stick.
Yeah, and they're layered because of the acrylics on separate pieces,
Right.
right? Oh my God.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I asked him, is this possible? And he goes, man, that would be awesome.
Mm.
And so he drew the whole thing up. I mean, I just had an idea, and he drew the whole thing up,
Hmm.
and he sent me some pictures, and I was like, this is awesome. And I took that to Evo, and that's when it got. I think it was some company that interviewed me for that at
Yeah,
Evo.
yeah. I think that's where where people started recognizing, your
Yeah,
collection.
I've
Yeah.
yeah, that's when it all started. But then, because that was like my third arcade stick from him, and he said, "Man, you really want another one?" I was like, "Yes." So we kept going. We just kept doing different things, and
Right.
I think it's the small things that make these so unique. It's the little details that make them so much better. And I'll show you here. This is a Transformers one. I'll show you in a minute.
All right.
This here is you can see here in front the Beats pill. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, yeah. I see the logo. Oh,
Okay, so
okay. And that's a grill for the speakers, huh?
right, this is where the sound will come out of. And at the time, everything was still on 360, but I
Mm,
wanted four sticks, so you put both in here.
mm.
So boards are in here. At the time, I didn't have that. Brook didn't work with that or whatever. That's when this was built. But they're both in here on the bottom. So there's two PCB boards in here. And
Holy
in the
moly! So it's a pad hacked PS4 board in there.
right, I think that actually that wiring job wasn't done by Sam. It was done by somebody from SRK. I remember them doing that right before, and this was to save time
Right.
because remember we were really crunched for time at that time. Um, there's oh, right here, this little switch right here. Can you see the switch right here?
Yeah.
This flips back and forth, so it's next gen and then old school PS360 Plus. So you can go to either one.
Damn.
So you can do one. But up front, this is very unique right here. It's got two. It's got your normal connection to go through your PS4, but then it's got a special hookup here where you can actually hook this up and charge the Beats pill in front. So you don't have to take out anything. You
That's
can charge it
ridiculous.
while. So like I'm serious. I can take conference calls from this when I'm at home and playing music. The music actually, thanks to Brian, the music plays and lights up to. You can't see it. The music plays and lights up to the arcade stick. So it plays to the beat of the music. So when he sent me
That's
this,
insane.
I said, so he goes, because he knows I don't like kind of girly colors,
Sure.
So he goes, how do you feel about a top panel being purple? I said, purple? He said, look, it's the Energon cube from Soundwave when he takes for energy. And I
Mm.
said, that's genius. I said, yes, do it. So that's where that part came from.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I see the hue like looking at it right now.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
some people say this is probably one of the best ones he's ever done. And yeah, you know what? I think it could be possibly. I mean, it's just one of my favorites of all times. And
It's like really functional too. I mean, you could play some music.
yeah,
You,
yes,
you said you
music.
take your conference calls on it.
Yeah, I do.
That's
I actually do take my conference calls
that's
on
kind
there.
of crazy, man. All right.
The
What else you got?
This one, yeah, there's this one here, and this one is probably one of my other favorites. So, like I said, I gave Sam an idea, and he just ran with it and made it that much better.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh
this is
yeah, I know this one.
this is the Queen Bee
Yeah,
design.
Queen Bee. Yep.
This is the Queen Bee one, and be honest with you, from now on, when he makes an arcade stick, I always tell him, I want Queen Bee size.
Uh, got it.
This special length and case is a little bit longer than a Mad Catz.
Yeah, it looks like the plexi's the size of a Mad Catz, like, but then the
Right,
sides makes. Yeah, gotcha.
right. And if you notice, I'll talk about this later.
You can see
But
the layering already, like what we're talking about.
oh, right,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Look, and then you can see that. I don't know if you can see that too. But,
That's
and
crazy, dude.
the handles here glow inside when you turn it on.
Mm,
So you put your hands in here when you're picking it up or lifting it up. You can put your hands. This is what it's for. They're on
yeah.
both sides. And I didn't want him to put Vampire Savior at the end because I played Queen Bee, in Darkstalker. So I asked him, "Can you put the knife and fork?" And that's what he did.
Mm.
So that's
When
fun.
that thing's on, it glows yellow, right?
It glows yellow,
Yeah,
and
I think I remember it.
what's really sick is that when the screensaver comes up,
Yeah.
it almost looks like they're in there, like kind of moving around a little bit because it's real bright in some areas. And
Jeez.
I asked him, "Did you do that on purpose?" And he's like, "No, I didn't." So I don't know. It just kind of happened that way. I mean, I don't know, man. He's a genius. So
Hey,
when it
talk
comes,
about that ball top. What's going on with the ball top?
yeah, okay. So there's a story behind that. We were almost done, and okay. So Sam does not like to do custom ball tops. He
Yeah.
just doesn't like to do it, even though the ones he's done are freaking incredible. But
Right.
he doesn't like to do them. And I said, why don't maybe we can do like a the back of a bee, like their butt, like the stinger, And you know what he said? He goes, "That's way too obvious. This has to be special," he said. So he goes, "I've got an idea," and he just fabricated. It's hard to see, and I'm going to try and show you here, but he fabricated the top of it, and on the side of it, it's got dripping honey on it on the sides. It's like it's dripping off the sides.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was totally his idea.
That's insane. So it's basically like one of the honeycombs, right? Is that
right?
okay? And then it's
Yeah.
just
So well,
flowing,
this
overflowing
is
with honey.
yeah. This is supposed to be. To be honest, I think this is supposed to be the like a honey pot,
Yeah.
and it's just leaking off the side.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, it's just those little detail things that he does that separates, from other custom builders.
Sure.
This one is really, really nice. So I really enjoy this one, and I still use it. And people ask me all the time, "Do you use your arcade stick?" Or how could you use an arcade stick? I use them all. I use it. There's not
yeah.
one like, oh, I can't use that one. I use every one of them. So
It's awesome.
this is definitely one of my favorite ones for sure. This is the Ghost in the Shell design. I don't know if you can see. So I sent him a picture of the character that was laying down. She had tubes all over her because I love this anime so much. And he designed something different. He came through and he made it almost like the steampunk design. So he's got like the cables and stuff in here. He hooked.
I like the little mesh panel in there too.
Right. Yeah. He hooked. When this lights up, the character disappears on top. You can't see her anymore. The way that the lighting comes through.
Okay.
And the cyborg is underneath. You see that only.
Oh wow.
And so you see it right there. See her eye right there. It hooks. The cables and stuff are supposedly hooked to the cyborg art. So it looks like what I was asking for.
Right.
Man, I don't know. He
Yeah,
came up
that's
with
some. Just knowing the storyline of Ghost in a Shell,
that.
that's like some next level shit. This is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's those little things that he does that separates him from most.
Wow.
That has the District 9.
Oh
So,
man, incredible.
yeah, this is an acrylic case, and the acrylic ones. Sometimes I have a hard time distinguishing what's acrylic and what's wood when I get them from him. He actually has to tell me that this one's made of wood or this one's made of acrylic.
Got it.
And the acrylic ones are, if you drop that on your foot, you would break your foot. I mean, it's super heavy, super sturdy. And one of the main reasons I love these is because of that reason. They're super solid, and
yeah, I can only imagine how durable that is.
yeah, it's super durable, and this will last forever. And I think he mentioned when we were when I was in the United Kingdom, he told me that when he builds something, he tries to make it to where it lasts forever. This is the aliens design. So this is the pulse rifle from the Marines. So you can see how big it is. It's the right up here are supposedly the. I'll get this a little closer. You can see a bit better. These are the grenade triggers that they used in the movie to hook up inside to shoot the grenade launcher. But they're actually back home and start. For your console, that's what this is. He designed that whole thing. That's totally him, and he made this handle especially for this controller because there's not another one that has this on there. But I think the cherry on top has to be the ammo meter here. You see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so even if you double tap when you're playing, if you double tap or tap. The meter counts everything that you hit, and you can actually reset it, with a button if you want to.
Right.
But it's supposed to resemble like when they're shooting the marine gun, that it actually has a counter that goes like it's shooting rounds with another.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. There's a story behind that. I'll tell you in a second. And the bottom panel, he hand painted all of that's inside there. So I don't know if you can see that. Those are the alien eggs. They're inside. Some are opened and some are closed. And he made that whole. He did all of that by hand. So all that was done by him. And if you can see, it's burnt like for acid for blood. You can see that on the gate.
Yeah. Like it got shot through.
Yeah. He came up with that idea. So.
It's
I
crazy.
remember him. I remember him. I was talking to him. He had said, "Yeah, I've been here, at home watching movies with my nephews, and I had an idea. You know, have you seen the movie Aliens before?" And I said, "Yeah, man, I love that movie." And he said, "What if we do this?" And he goes, "What if we design a controller based off of the aliens, the Marines' pulse rifle, and he mentioned, like the acid for blood and painting alien eggs and special art that he was going to come up with. I mean, I don't know where he got this art from. I've never seen it before ever, and uh, it just all came together at the end. He showed me a picture of this when it was finished at his place, and I just flipped out. Every case he does is different.
Yeah,
There's not one that's the same.
sure.
So they're all different. So he'll come through and design a new case every single time. So people say, "Well, wow, man, that's like super high dollar." I said, "Man, this is not something somebody comes and grabs
No, man, it's you're
off the
literally
hook."
you're buying a work of art.
Right,
Yeah,
right. So
yeah,
he's going to
a functional work of art.
yeah, he's going to fabricate something just for you, for the design that, or the thing that you would want, and he's never let me down. He's never let me down with any of the ones I've got. So yeah, this one is definitely this is one of the heavier ones for sure. But the heaviest one is not this one. Now, let me get it real quick and I'll show you. So this one is definitely the heaviest one out of any one that I've got.
That looks like a VLX size, right?
It is a VLX size. I'm made of acrylic, and you can see like the art in here.
Damn, that's all acrylic.
Yes, yes. Except for the gun barrel,
Uh,
you know, it's made of like metal, I think, or something.
what's what's the theme on that one?
This is Trigun, so it's based off the character Wolfwood. This is the music that I wrote for Sam when this was going down. So it's got if you can see here, it's got a barrel that comes out. See that?
Mm.
So this is supposed to be like the characters. Let's see if you can see that. So the character has a cross weapon in the anime. You can see that. Oh yeah. So he based the fight stick off the cross because the cross opens up and it's got weapons inside of it, and that's kind of how it came to pass. I told him, "Is this possible?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, I can do that, no problem." So that's how this came. But this is definitely the heaviest one I've got by far. This is the Predator design, as you can
Damn,
see.
that's the back, huh?
Yeah, this is the actual top. This is the top up here.
Oh, that's like a cover.
Yeah, it's a cover. It's when the Predator's not using it, it
Yeah.
has a lid that goes over it. He has to flip it up for it to come up. Now, in the beginning, he had said, "You know what? Let's make it to where it hinges up and down." But I was like, ah. Then if I'm gonna play, I gotta take that off and pull it over here. So we didn't do that. So actually, it just slides off. So
Mm.
pull this off. You can see what the top looks like.
Right. What's that made out of? Is that wood?
This is wood.
Okay.
Yes, this is wood.
Wow.
Um, don't ask me how he did that because I really don't
Yeah,
know.
there's the
You know
aging.
what?
Yeah.
You know what? I take it back. This is an acrylic arcade stick.
Oh,
It is.
okay.
Remember, yeah. That's that. And then this has got one of those. It's got one of the quick mod links, so you can actually take it in and out.
Yep, the
And
Freak Mods,
yeah,
JLF link. Shout out to Clayton.
yeah, oh, yeah. So right here are the LEDs that come up as the Predator countdown. So when you hit the buttons,
Yeah.
it actually goes to a countdown. I know Brian helped with this too, so shout out to Brian, man. He's always got my back if I need something. He just
Yep.
always will help me
Yeah,
out.
shout out to Brian from Paradise Arcade.
Paradise Arcade, yeah, I'll be seeing him pretty soon. I did have some input. I asked him, could you possibly build the Predator's trophy room from the spaceship inside in the back panel? And he put the skulls in there. You see them?
Jeez, man, that's ridiculous. Now wait, are those like toys or those are cut? Those are.
So he sent me a link one day.
Yeah.
He goes, "Look, these are like toys like from the like that you could buy,"
Mm.
and he bought those. He just mounted them in there, but it worked out so perfectly. I mean,
Yeah.
and I mean, it looks like it's inside the ship.
Yeah, it's crazy,
Logo.
dude.
Yeah, I mean, I asked him if he can do that, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I can do that." He always says it like this, "Oh yeah, I can do it." This is the Terminator arcade stick.
Holy moly.
So Um, this is a
Wow.
this is
I
um,
I never noticed the front there. I've never seen that angle. I don't think I've ever seen that with the eyes.
yeah. The eyes light up here when you turn it
Holy
on.
crap.
Light up. And when I tell you what they are, you're gonna freak out.
What do you mean,
But
like what they're actually made out of?
yeah, you know what these are? I mean, let me see if you can see that.
Yeah.
These are actual ball tops.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Wait, but
yeah,
they're like clear ball tops that got painted over.
right.
Oh
Yeah,
my god,
the
that's
ball
crazy.
tops. So, and right, there's a story behind this, and I'll tell you. So here, it has the electronic, when it turns on, it's red, and it looks like the Terminator, like when he's running.
Mhm.
You can see like when he's targeting somebody. That's what this looks like when it turns on.
Yeah.
It has my name right here. Let me see. It says right here. I think it's right here.
Yeah, it's hard to see it, but
Yeah, it says it says Jimmy Gallegos, and it
yeah.
says possibilities of winning 98%. Yeah,
What's up with the 93 though?
I don't know.
It's some
He just came
random
up.
one.
Yeah, he just came up with that. But
Yeah.
you know what? I'll never forget this. He was designing this,
Mm.
and he goes, "I have an idea. I have an old computer at home, and inside here, there's a bunch of computer chips inside
Mm.
here." So he actually went through and smashed the computer. He destroyed it, and took the pieces and mounted them in here.
It's
That's what
crazy.
this is. Yeah, that's what this is. So you can kind of get an idea like what it looks like.
Yeah, it's hard to see it with the
Yeah,
red,
it
but
is.
yeah,
It is. But that's what's inside here. So it looks like
it's madness. Yeah, and it glows red, huh?
it glows red. Yeah, this
Yeah.
one's really bright too.
Yeah.
And this one is made of wood for sure.
Okay.
I remember. I remember specifically this one's made of wood. And now this has a stand with it, and it's the only one like it that has a stand, and it's actually a lamp. He built a
Mm.
lamp with it. So when you turn it as a remote control, you can turn it on, and it'll light up different colors, like whatever color you want.
Right.
But I watched him build that stand, and I just would have never thought to do something like that. The pictures he showed me and how it was fabricated and done. He said what it should look like is the Terminator walking and crushing the skulls when he's walking, and that's what we'll make. That's what we'll do. So that's where that idea came from. And again, I had nothing to do with that. I mean, the Terminator, that was all him. He's like, I know what we can do. I'll make it look like this, and that was all him. Of course, we have a new one.
Yeah. So you recently unveiled the Guilty Gear Bedman stick, right?
Right,
And
right.
right.
So
So no one's really seen it. You just got it, right? So just a couple
yeah,
days. It's fresh. It just came
yeah,
from the UK.
it's definitely fresh for sure. We look, this is 2 years in the making,
Oh wow.
and
Oh yeah.
uh, we talked about this years ago, and I have a picture I'll show you here.
Yeah.
That we were gonna do something, different, and this is what I drew and gave to Sam. It's got like gears and the Batman like
Mhm.
laying in the bed. I said maybe the art could be like him laying in the bed or something.
Right.
I drew all that and sent it to him, and he's like, "That's a good idea, but this is the way it should be." And,
That's basically been the theme. like
right, right,
like
right.
yeah.
He just, let me go through
Right.
and he'll sometimes draw it out, sometimes he won't. Sometimes, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I know how this will work. So here it is here, and
Yep. Woo.
definitely it's
Yeah.
smaller than
This definitely just broke the internet a couple days ago. So
yeah, this is the Batman design. There's so much work that went into this.
yeah,
I mean,
it's
the here like the gears here,
right.
they, they actually spin.
Oh my God.
Actually spin here.
See what it's
And
you got actually you could actually slip and like stab yourself with this stick.
yeah, I know. Uh, there's these straps here
Uh-huh.
actually hooked to each side
Right.
to indicate like the art. It goes along with the theme of the art with the character strapped to the bed. See that
Yeah,
there?
yeah, yeah.
That's what that's from.
Right.
And so it's a custom ball top. It's got the head of the bed on the ball top. There, you can see that.
Yeah, that's sick.
And then the back has got the Get to Gear logo. And this is like TV size. It's perfect for traveling.
Mhm.
I've been using it for the last 2 days.
Yeah.
It's flawless. It's flawless for sure. I always test them out to make sure. I mean, they're going to be legit when you play. And I know they look real pretty, so but I want also want to make sure they're functional,
Hmm.
and it's top notch, very easy to use, and it's great, man. This is one of my favorite ones by far.
That's sick, man. When you travel with these, what precautions do you take to make sure that they, stay
Yeah.
safe?
So I have uh, a Quamba bag that I have, like one of those big gray ones.
Yeah.
And on the bottom, I put an extra padding there.
Okay.
And also, I cut out this piece of like foam to hook onto the ball top so that way it doesn't rattle around or get scratched up when transporting. But
Yeah, yeah.
I had that idea a long time ago. And then Mad Catz comes in with one that's hooked into their arcades in their bag that has like a string on it and it hooks to it. It's like, oh man, I had that idea too. So
Oh,
they actually came up with that idea as well. So, uh,
that's
but
dope.
yeah, I mean, I'm very careful when I travel, and I got to make sure when I go to the airport that it's out of the bag, on top of the bag,
Yeah,
into the
man, them
machine.
TSA
Not,
agents, dude.
I'll be here. I'll be there for 30 minutes at a time. So they're like, "What is this? Like, what's going on here?" I'll never
Yeah.
forget those days, man. But yeah, that's
It's,
it.
I can imagine like bringing like the Predator one or like anything that looks like the guns. Like they must
Yeah,
freaking wig out.
this is about to go to San Antonio Airport security shortly, so we'll see what
Oh man.
we'll see what they say. Again, I'll have this out. So the key is having it out and not in a bag when you get there to the machine.
Yeah. Damn,
This is
dude.
pretty small. This is pretty. I mean, not small, but it's smaller than the others, and
Yeah.
it's basically a little bit like TV size, basically.
What other features does it have? Does it light up?
Yeah, this actually it's got I think one of those Kamana boards
Uh-huh.
from Paradise,
Right.
and man, shout out to Paradise Arcade and Brooke for helping out with this. It's got a Brooke board, of course, inside.
Mm-hmm.
And every stick I've got, it's got one of the Brooke boards.
Oh, UFB in there.
And
Nice.
yeah, the wiring job is
Yeah, it's
messed
immaculate.
up with wiring. So I mean,
Look
you
at
can
that.
kind of see like the way he has things lined up and cleaned up. It's so tight and clean in there. I mean, the front of it in Japanese it says Bedman. That's what that
Mm-hmm.
means.
Right.
That's what that is. But I I'm a real big fan of this character, and I sent him that picture. I said, "Can you possibly do this?" And he said, "Oh yeah, I can definitely do that." And he comes up with this is what he came up with.
Right.
But just these screws, if you can see it, these screws here. Can you see that silver screw?
Yep. Big one.
They're actually the ones that are embedded on the character. You see how they're you see
Oh
that?
wow. Yeah, I see it.
They match everything. All the screws match the character thing. So I didn't catch that till way later. Yeah. But this is definitely very special. It's very unique. I think Arc System Works was gonna talk to me when I got there. They wanted to look at it too. I talked to them last year about doing something, and they wanted to see it. So I guess we'll see what happens.
That's so dope, man.
Thanks. This one's really fun. I really like this one a lot. So
Yep.
this will be at Evo for sure.
So that's a stick you're bringing to Evo, huh?
Yeah, this will be the one I use at Evo 2018.
Sick. Good stuff, man. All right. Well, just a couple more questions. So, like, how do you think, like having such a deep collection of customs, right? Like, how do you think, like all the major players and who make fight sticks like Hori, Mad Cat, well, not Mad Cats anymore, but I guess Kwamba, like, who
Yeah.
else? Like, what do you think that they can do to innovate in the future? Like, you have ones that are so unique, they have features built in, but,
Yeah.
everyone has the typical sticks that you can buy. I mean, what do you think they can add to kind of make things a little bit more, different or just change it up?
Yeah, I when I look at something, especially some of the sticks they have now,
Yeah.
some of them are taken from the design themes are not quite like Sam's,
Right.
but very close to them. I think I've seen you pictures before. They're very close to what he's done in the past.
Yeah. Let's not go down that road, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I've noticed that. But the one thing I have to say is always try. I mean, this is for custom builders
Mhm.
now,
Mhm.
and for just and then factory stock. Just I mean, in my opinion, always try to find something that makes you stand out from everybody else.
Mm.
Look, I understand B15 is the best at what he does. Not everybody can is gonna a company's gonna design something based off a character.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But what they can do is just try and make it different from everyone else. An example would be this: is that the art style that's on Johnny Fraser's arcade sticks are none like anything else that I've seen. It's more like New York style, FGC, which I really dig. I really like a lot.
Sure.
So that's different, and that's what I would recommend people doing is that custom builders, stock now, you just try to do something that's different from everybody else. That's the main thing, in my opinion. That's what they should be doing, looking at.
Right on. All right. So for everyone out there that's looking to get into just fighting games in general, like, what kind of tips you have for everybody, and I don't know, maybe your thoughts on like the stick versus pad debate, stick pad
Yeah,
hitbox, like, there's a lot
yeah.
of, like, there's a lot of,
So many now, right?
yeah, I mean, like, there's like
Yeah.
E-League's out, and there's like so many tournaments going on, and I was playing, for instance, at my day job, like I was playing one of the tournaments, and like they're getting super into it. They're like, "Yo, what is this? Like, I didn't know there's like Pro Street Fighter," and then all of a sudden they want to get into it. So like, what do you say to those people? And then what do you say, like, as far as controllers, like, how does that go?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
look, anybody that's trying to, stick versus pad, it all comes down to one thing. It's what are you most comfortable with?
Mm,
It's not about, oh man, well, I've got to switch to arcade stick because everybody's using that.
yeah.
I
Right.
mean, that's just not the way it goes.
Yeah.
Whatever you feel most comfortable with, that's what you should be using. I mean, I've used stick my whole life. That's
Yeah.
why I use it now.
Yeah. I'm the same, but. If I see all the like basically all the top pros in SF5 or especially in the U.S. a lot of them are pad players. So
Exactly.
yeah, yeah,
Exactly. So it just comes down to what you're most comfortable with. Trying to, if you're trying to get into fighting games right now, people that are trying to get into, because now people are seeing it, right? You just had somebody say, hey, I didn't know there was a, pro Street Fighter League, or people
yeah.
are playing for money now and stuff. If you're trying to get like a new member, trying to get into into the scene, the best thing to do is, utilize what's in front of you. So YouTube, the internet, try to learn as much as you can. Defense and spacing is definitely key to Street Fighter.
Mm,
And one thing that's really served me well is watching top player matches and putting myself in the defensive mode of watching the match and seeing how many reads I can make correctly in a row. So I'm
interesting.
actually I'm actually playing the match when I'm watching it
Right.
on defense and blocking everything I possibly can and say, oh man, I would have missed that block, or oh I would have got hit by that, or I would have blocked that one and countered him.
Uh,
So that puts me in the perspective of, this is how I can approach this matchup because I'm
that's
always watching and trying to improve.
yeah.
If you don't, then you will lose.
I've
I
never heard
mean,
that before, but that's really interesting.
yeah, it's something that I came up with and it served me well for the last few years for sure.
That's
Hmm.
awesome, man. So basically, you're gonna bring that bedman stick to Evo, so you're
Yeah.
definitely gonna be at Evo, right? Look
I
out
will.
for that, everybody.
Mhm.
Before we head out, any last plugs, any last shout outs, any last, like where can people find you, man? People want to know.
Yeah, so look, my YouTube channel is Shoegazer _ arcade sticks. You can follow me there. And there'll be a full Bedman review coming up in the next few days for sure. I'll have
Nice.
that ready to go before I leave for Evo. Um, Also, big shout out to Brook Gaming, Paradise Arcade, and of course, the master, Sam Kurd from B15 SDM Designs.
Hell yeah.
Listen, he could easily tell me, look, man, I'm not doing any this year, but he always takes a little time out of his year to
Right.
do this for me. And I just can't tell you how much I appreciate that. He's been a really good friend to me outside of stick building.
Hmm.
We talk all the time, and it's a lot of the time it's not about arcade sticks. It's just
Sure.
about different things. Like I said, we talk like twice a week. But again, huge shout out to him because he's the master behind all this. It's not me. I just own the stuff. That's all it is. And I'm just grateful he's willing to do that for me. Really
Awesome.
am. Hmm.
Cool. All right, Jimmy, man, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for showing off
Oh,
that amazing collection.
no
Yeah, I don't
problem.
think YouTube's ready for this one, man. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's why I had to get you on and kind of showcase this stuff because I don't really think people really know, what kind of special thing. Like, it's really special what you have in your collection. So,
Thanks. And yeah, thanks. I
yeah,
really appreciate that. And John, thanks for having me on, man. I really appreciate it. And um, I hope to see you at Evo 2019. Though. I know
yeah,
you're
I'm not gonna make it out this year, but saving up a little bit. But yeah, I should make it out next year. I plan to do that.
awesome. Awesome.
All right,
Okay.
guys,
Awesome.
this is Jay Fraze. Thanks for viewing the channel once again. I do appreciate it. Again, big shout out to my man, Jimmy Shoegazer. Thank you again for joining us. Till next time, guys. Peace, peace.